folks, I've got another delivery in this rather large, ominous looking package, and hopefully it's something retro and fun. If it's what I think it is, it's going to be maybe not fun, it might be a bit weird, but let's see what we've got. Okay, yeah, it's one of these. So it's a console I'd never heard of actually until I saw it advertised. So it's an Action Max, and it's a VCR game. So you have a set, how would you describe it? A set video that you would play on your TV, and you would interact with that video using this. So yeah, it's an impressive looking box, I'll say that. What have we got? We'll look back. Okay, so there's a look at the console itself. It comes with a light gun sensor, some incredibly 80s looking headphones, and the video cassette. So let's crack it open. So let's get into it. Right. Yeah, the seller did tell me that the original video cassette wasn't with it, but he's made a copy on DVD, so that's fine, that'll work. And we've got the instruction manual itself. We'll dig into that in a minute. The console itself, still sealed. AV cable. Cool. Okay. The light gun sensor. Oh, I've not seen a set of headphones like this for a long time. Yeah, look at those. Cool. Okay, what's the manual got for me? Oh, it's open at the top, so let's have a look at the contents. So we've got a warranty card, we're probably too late for that. Become part of the Action Max preview team. Oof. You could be among the first to learn about new Action Max video game releases. Wow. Okay. Ooh, this looks serious. Important information, read this before playing. Check the contrast and brightness levels. Okay, so we want a high contrast. Yep. Okay. So to set up, pause your VCR to frame freeze the copyright warning. Turn the contrast and brightness controls all the way down until the picture is black, and slowly turn up the two controls until white letters are clear. Be sure that black background remains as dark as the correct picture above. If the black background is greyer than bar number 1, adjust your contrast control until the blacks match. Okay, fine. Alright, what's this on the back? High score chart. God. And the manual itself. Okay. So goes through what's included. Control unit itself. Plugging in. Okay. Setting up for a VCR. Cool. Yeah, okay. So, still sealed. Or resealed, I mean, who knows. Ooh, it says NTSC there, not PAL. Well, that might cause a problem. We shall see. Actually, that's probably why it doesn't include the video. That's probably why we got the DVD. Okay. So we've got 2 control dials. I'm sure I can read the manual and find out what they're for. 3 switches. Again, I should probably read the manual. Headphone in, light gun in. VCR and TV, presumably. And yeah, it'll take 4 C cells. So, is that how I need to run it, or do I need a transformer? Do you know it's got a 9-volt DC sensor pin positive there? I'm sure I've got one of those floating about. I'll just run it off a power supply. That's a very basic looking console. Headphones, still freshly sealed, which is always nice. Let's see if we can get into those. Without cutting the cable, of course. Yeah. Oh, don't they just look cheap and nasty? See if I can focus a bit better. Wow. Remember those really cheap Walkman imitations you used to get in the 80s? Yeah, you used to get headphones like this. Wow. Oh, they're nasty. Yeah, I remember wearing them until the foam would perish and you'd end up hurting your ears on the sharp edges of the plastic speakers. Yeah, they were terrible. Right, I said this was a sensor, but according to the manual it's not, it's just the score hit indicator. It's got a little suction cup on the back. Let's have a look at the gun. Again, let's see if we can just get this tape off it. Should be able to unravel this. There we go. There we go. Oh, that's garbage. You press this trigger and it stays stuck in. Well, that's completely useless, isn't it? Okay, well that's job number 1. Try and fix that, I suppose. What else have we got? AV hookup lead. Yeah, okay. Right, let's I'm going to need a CRT. I'm going to need a DVD player. I don't think I've got one. Let me see what I can substitute for that. Let's see if we can get this thing set up. Okay, so here's how the setup works. Your headphones, should you want them, go in the front. The switch here is for sound or mute, and the light gun plugs in there. On the VCR socket, that is where you plug your AV cables, except it's not an AV cable, it's just an A cable, I suppose. It's audio only, so it's for left and right stereo input. So you connect that to the sound output of your video player, and what that does is that pipes the sound back through to the console, so you can either use the headphones or there's an internal speaker. That is the volume control for either your headphones or internal speaker. This last socket, that is for the hit sensor, and the way this works is it looks for a flashing pattern on the screen, and on the back of it there's a little LDR in there which picks up on that. This is the distance sensor, so if you are sitting very close to the monitor you would turn it to the plus, if you are farther away you turn it to the minus. This is for normal or special setting, so presumably that depends on different types of games that you're playing. I don't know. This is for 1 or 2 players, not entirely sure how that works, and that's your on off switch. Simple as that. Alright, let's get you set up. So, TV, console, put the right way round. I probably won't bother with the audio in because I've no intentions of using the speaker or the headphones. I'll just use the sound coming out of the TV, that'll be fine. I don't think it absolutely has to have it. Sensor with its LDR needs to go, I believe, in the corner. So let's do that. There we go. And that can plug into the back. So let's get you plugged in at the front. Marvellous. Right, I need a DVD player to play this video, and I don't have one, but I do have a PlayStation 2. So that's what I'm going to hook up to this. Okay, the PlayStation's hooked up as my makeshift VCR. The light sensor's in place. My console is... now it's on. Let's give it a go, I suppose.
Stand by for target practice.
Okay.
Fire at the center of the flashing target. A steady aim is critical.
Hey, look at that.
To calibrate your game pistol, adjust the distance control on your base unit. Turn it toward minus if you're close to the screen, or toward plus if you're further away. The score signal will light when you hit a target, and points will be added to your score on the base unit. The faster you hit a target, the more points you can score.
Okay, so now we're into the game, and it's going to introduce us as US Air Force fighter pilot. It's going to introduce our co-pilots, and effectively what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using a light gun to use enemy aircraft as target practice. Now, it's going to give us flashing targets to hit, and when we do that, the sensor will light up. But it's also going to give us friendly targets that we need to avoid as well, because as well as acquiring points, we can lose them as well if we hit the wrong target. Now, this is where I ran into a few problems with the hit detection. So it worked fine during the setup when I was testing it, but when you're playing the actual game, oh, I had murder with it. So it's almost impossible to score a target. Now, that could be an issue with the console, but what I suspect is going on is I'm using a tiny TV. I've probably got the brightness and contrast set up incorrectly. Also, I'm using a PAL TV and it's an NTSC system, so that could be causing all sorts of timing issues as well. So I don't really want to hold it against the console that I was having so much trouble. Of course, I did get the odd hit in, so it was doing something. Honestly, I don't know where the problem is. All I know is I had serious trouble scoring hits on this game. Maybe I was just rubbish at it. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so I tried again a little bit later in the same day, and I got a few more hits. I played about with the brightness and contrast settings on the TV, and it did seem to improve things a little bit, but even then it was still difficult to score hits on this game. So yeah, at this point it was getting frustrating, so I basically gave up at this point. Right, so after playing it, do you know what? I was ready to slate it. I really was. I thought, what a cheap and nasty thing. But having played it, I'm not going to say it's good, but it's not that bad. You know, for a VCR-based game system, it's not that bad. Now, I had murder getting it to register hits, but I don't really want to point a finger at the console for that. First of all, I'm using it in a PAL region on a PAL TV. I don't know how that's going to affect the timing, so maybe that's why I was having trouble getting a hit to register. Also, I'm using a really tiny screen. And thirdly, alright, I know it's brand new, but I mean, it was still manufactured 30 years ago, so, you know, things might have degraded since. So I'm going to assume when it came out that the hit detection was a lot better than that. Maybe. I don't know. The game itself is... yeah, I mean, it's one of those, you play it a couple of times and you probably get bored because you know exactly what's coming and when. I think once you've done that a few times, it'd take a lot of the fun out of it. I believe there were a total of 5 games released for this. I don't know, I mean, if they were able to pump out new games on a regular basis and they were cheap enough, yeah, this could be fun. You know, it could be, you know, something that you played with as a family around Christmas time after a few drinks. It could be quite entertaining, I suppose. It's really not a serious gaming system, though. You know, it's certainly not a Nintendo or a Sega, put it that way. But you know what? It's an interesting idea, and it actually plays a little bit better than you expect it to, and it's a little bit more fun than you think it's going to be. Like I said, I just don't think the replayability's there. You just get very bored with it very quickly. Yeah, oh yeah, my gun seems to have repaired itself as well, so yeah, I just wanted a bit of use, and the trigger seems fine now, so yeah. So there you go. it's not a great console, but it's not completely terrible. You know, it's an interesting idea. I think it's. I'm glad it exists. I'm glad I tried it. I don't know what else I'm going to do with it. I can't imagine I'm going to sit there and continue to play that one game. So I don't know. Maybe I can palm it off on another YouTuber, or you know, we can go in the attic and make friends with some spiders or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. I'm glad it exists, and yeah, I'll leave this review here. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.